Hola, hola, what's up, fam? Here we are still in this virtual world, but also meeting in person occasionally. But I wanted to go ahead and make a video to let you know about everything that you need to know about our upcoming tour to Costa Rica and Panama. And you can watch this video as many times as you need to. You can share it with your family. And really, my objective with this is that you feel comfortable, that you feel safe about our upcoming tour, that you have all the information that you need to make a decision, and that a decision must be made. We're actually right up at the deadline. You have until March 2nd to make a decision on, are we going to take off? Let's go. Or maybe you're still feeling a little unsafe due to COVID, and maybe you want to hang back for another year and possibly join me on another tour. So anyways, with that, I'm going to give you all the information that you need, and then you make the decision. Please talk with your child who's going on this tour, or children, students. Please talk with your family and make sure that everyone feels comfortable and safe. We have postponed this tour. Man, you are my group that has my heart. Many of you have signed up on this tour since 2018, and it's now 2022. But the tour is going, and if you feel good about it, we got a green light. Let's go. So, okay, Costa Rica and Panama happening this summer. Alrighty. So, again, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Adriana Vargas. I am an Spanish teacher and instructional coach here at Rancho Verde High School. I lived in Madrid, Spain for 2 years. I personally have been traveling since I was a young girl. My mom was from Venezuela. My dad was from Nicaragua. So I grew up going to different countries. And since my mom passed away, this beautiful lady right here in pink, she continues to inspire me every day to open doors for young people the same way that she opened them for me. Going to a different country completely changed the trajectory of my life, and with all my heart and all my soul. And my mom was up there watching me and cheering us on and hopefully making sure we're safe. That travel is the best possible gift that you can give to your child. And I have 2 little ones myself, and I hope that in some future this is what I give to them as well. Okay, so that's me. Let's talk about this meeting. So today we're going to probably cover a lot of the questions that you have in regards to the tour, and now with all the COVID stuff, things that is really new to everyone. I have not yet traveled under these new COVID situations, so we're in the same situation, but we will work together and be safe. So this is what we're going to talk about. Let me just go ahead and jump right in it. Okay, so first of all, let's watch this quick video to get you pumped and excited. This is actually from a school that just traveled last year, again, during COVID time. But travel, even though it's a little more complicated, it is possible. So here we go. Let's go ahead and watch.
We're anesthesiologists, surgeons, emergency medicine physicians, pain management.
I feel like the feeling I had this whole trip was I just feel very free, very clean. It was like a breath of fresh air. Oh my God. It felt ordinary, but in an extraordinary circumstance. Like, this feels more normal than I felt in a long time, because I'm interacting with people, I'm, going out and about, I'm eating food other than I make at home. So all of those things are super impactful, but also doing things I would have never imagined doing before in my life.
I feel like when we got to the airport, they were excited. I haven't seen that kind of excitement in kids for a while. We touched down on the ground, and they wanted to be everywhere and do everything and see everything they could possibly see. Over the last year, we haven't really been able to do labs. We haven't been able to work in groups. We haven't, there's so many things that we haven't been able to do. And so to actually have a group together and then travel together, for them, they changed because of it. I can't tell you how many students were like, when do I get to go back? Or I want to live there, or what other trips are being offered over the next 3 years. How can I get involved again? Because they definitely felt like this was a life-changing experience.
This year in particular was really valuable for our students and having the opportunity to travel after over a year and a half, 2 years of isolation. EF got us to Iceland in the middle of a pandemic safely, and we had an amazing experience, and there was so much growth.
I just think that world travel is so important to really see the world and have a better understanding of the people around you.
Awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I will follow up this meeting this recording with an email with a link to this presentation and everything that I talk about that you see, so that you can have it for your reference and show it to whoever you need to show it to. Okay, so let's continue. Why we travel. You probably heard it a little bit in the video, but truly traveling is what unites humanity. It's what teaches us to appreciate what we have and to be curious about what we don't have, different foods, different cultures, a different language, all of that. And I see it. This tour to Costa Rica and Panama, I've now been doing this for 10 years, and it's amazing. Students who oftentimes don't talk to each other, don't know each other, we become a family on tour. We have these great experiences and sometimes not so great experiences that bring us all together. And the students really, they have memories that last them a lifetime. And more importantly than that, they have experiences that are going to influence the decisions that they make from here on out. They're going to make better decisions about where they want to be, who they want to be, what they want to do, the confidence that they have in going through the world and asking questions. Maybe they want a job where they travel. Maybe they want a job where they speak different languages. I just know that once they go on this tour, they come back and there's a light bulb that went off. And this is not the trip of a lifetime, but the first of a lifetime. Many, many, many students go on and travel trip after trip, and this is just the first one. Okay, so if you didn't already, please make sure, go ahead and take out your camera. Here's my phone. Take out a picture of these dates. So at this moment, we don't have the confirmed travel dates, but I need you to make sure that you reserve your summer vacation planning. Please do not go anywhere between Thursday, June 16th and Saturday, July 22nd. So our tour is 9 days. I have requested June 20th through 28th, but it could happen anywhere between this window of time. So please make sure that you are available during this time, because this is the travel dates. That's the window. Okay, so these next two slides are going to be really important. So are you with me? Focused? Okay, these next two slides is like the most important thing. All right, here we go. So all travelers and parents will receive information about local COVID-19 guidelines and regulations expected to be in place during their tour. Travelers should closely monitor their health in the time leading up to the tour. All right, so number one, fam, you ready? Vaccines. In order to travel with us from here on out, at least for this year, I don't know if this will change in some future, but for this summer, if you want to go on the Costa Rica tour or even my Italy and Greece tour, that's like a week after yours, you must be vaccinated. And that's not even an EF requirement. It is an everywhere requirement. Pretty much every country in the world right now is asking for proof of vaccination prior to the entry into that country. That is the case for both Costa Rica and Panama. So you will not be permitted to enter the country without proof of vaccination. Now, I don't know where everyone stands on vaccines, and I definitely do not want to tell you what to do or what to think or how to live your life. I respect it completely. So if you are vaccinated, great, awesome, this is no problem. You just need to make sure you have your proof of vaccination, the QR code, or the original card that you got. If you have not been vaccinated yet, and do not plan to be vaccinated, then you will not, I'm so sorry, I really, really am, but under this current situation of the world, you will not be able to travel with us on tour if you are not vaccinated. No one can be on tour without proof of vaccination. If you're not vaccinated, we will get to you in a second. I'm going to talk after this slide. I'm going to talk about cancellations and things like that. But for right now, COVID, you must be vaccinated. Okay. Then a booster. As of right now, there is no requirement to have a booster. However, country guidelines are constantly changing. I keep hearing the EF consultant tell me how annoying it is that this country and that country, they keep changing the requirements. So this is a fluid situation. As of right now, it is not a requirement, but I want you to know that it is possible that between now and June that we travel, things could change. Maybe suddenly they do require the booster. So be flexible and know that we must abide by whatever the country is asking. So if the country from now until June requires that entering tourists have a booster, then you're gonna have to do that or kind of suffer the penalties of canceling or choosing another trip. Okay, so that's vaccines. As far as our safe traveler agreement, okay, so 30 days prior to departure, so approximately a month before we leave, you are going to get an email. Yes, please check your emails with the electronic COVID safe traveler agreement. You must sign and agree to everything. You can click on this link here. You can also, if you have your phone handy, you can scan that QR code and you can see everything that's on that agreement. Lastly, before we actually get on the plane to go to Costa Rica, you are going to have to present proof of a negative COVID-19 test within 24 to 72 hours prior to departure. This will have to be a PCR test. The cost of testing any test, whether the cost of testing before from the US entering Costa Rica or the cost of testing leaving Panama to come back home, is on our account. Now, here in the States, you have plenty of opportunity to get free testing. So you have to do your homework. Depending on where you live, what insurance you have, we definitely have lots of options to get free testing, but you need to know where to go. And if you do end up having to pay, especially if you do it last minute, you're going to have to pay, and that's on that cost runs on your own account. Whew, okay. Next slide. So the COVID safe traveler agreement. This is the agreement that I said that 30 days prior to departure, you are going to have to sign this. And again, if you click on this link, you'll be able to see everything that is being required of you. Okay. So with that, let's keep going to health and safety. Okay. So I'm not going to exhaust you with reading all of this. You will get a copy of these slides and you can read through this. But basically, EF has done everything they possibly can to assure that you are safe. They have global partnerships with all over the world. In fact, Costa Rica is the home of the headquarters for Latin America of EF. So we're in a really good spot and well connected to EF offices. Traveler health policies are in place. Your on-tour experience, the bus will be wiped and sanitized and cleaned every day. We're going to be required to wear masks on the bus every day. There will be hand sanitizers. As far as the hotels that they've chosen to put us in, they've only chosen hotels that mark the highest quality of safety protocols. So all of that to say that EF has really done everything it possibly can to keep us all safe. And it sounds like most of the tours that have been going on have gone on with no problems. Everyone has been healthy. Everyone went in negative. Everyone came back negative, and everything was fine. All right. So there's all the things that EF is doing. All righty. So what is it going to be like on tour with all these COVID protocols. All right, well, let me talk a little bit about them. We are going to need to wear masks. Anywhere masks are required. Luckily for us and this tour, it's mostly an outdoor tour. So aside from the bus and maybe getting in and out of the hotels, I don't anticipate us spending too much time with masks on. But wherever that's required, we will be wearing them. Now, I really want to call your attention to this middle one because this is where it could get kind of complicated. Okay, so what if a traveler while we're on tour is diagnosed with COVID-19? Okay, so this is where there is a risk involved, and you need to know that that risk exists. Just like sending your child to school right now, there is a risk that they could contract COVID-19. Same goes with on tour. There is, of course, a risk. We can't control every germ that we come in contact with. We can do everything we possibly can, but the risk still exists. So if somebody tests positive for COVID-19, this is what's going to have to happen. That person who tested positive for COVID-19 will need to quarantine according to the local government's guidelines. We will most likely have that student plus a chaperone, or students, whoever it is, that participant plus chaperones, stay behind in a hotel, and you will have to spend the rest of the tour quarantined, your however many days it is. I believe it's 5 days right now, quarantined in a hotel room until your time's up. And so you will miss part of the tour. Students who are exposed, or I shouldn't just say students because we also have adults on tour. Anyone also who is exposed to the person who tested positive will also have to quarantine and miss a few days, at least 5 days of the tour. Now, the cost of the hotel and all of your meals, if you do contract COVID-19 or are exposed to it, all of the hotel, all of the meals, all of that is at no cost to you. That cost will be assumed by EF. You will also receive some sort of reimbursement for the number of days that you missed from the tour. So again, EF it doesn't want to cancel our tours. They want us to travel. And for the most part, most tours have gone to their tour and come back and no problem. But yes, they have had some tours where people unfortunately tested positive at some point and some people had to miss. So again, if you choose to go with this and you're okay, bravo, perfecto, let's go, pura vida. If you're like, you know what, I kind of don't feel comfortable with this. I'd rather my son or daughter or even myself to travel at a future time. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Finally, returning home. Before we go home, we are going to need to test again in Panama. And I don't know how much the cost of testing in Panama is. I will find that out. But whatever the cost is, that is also a cost that we pay as the traveler. So yes. Okay. COVID-19 care promise. If a traveler, and this just basically goes over the details that I just talked about. If you are diagnosed with COVID while on tour or you are exposed, this is what COVID-19 care promise covers. So you can read that at your leisure. Okay, so that's as much as far as COVID. Now, the regular tour preparation talk that I usually do, because all that other stuff is new. But next thing, outside of COVID, the normal traveling things that you need to talk about is passports. Who's got their passport? You got it? It's good? It's already ordered? If you have not ordered your passport yet, my friends, you got to do it today. Like for real, you got to do it today. With traveling now opened up and everyone's tired of being at home, passports are taking longer than usual. So if you have not ordered your passport yet, but let's do it now. Do it now. ASAP, expedite it if possible, please, because EF needs that information to book your flight. Also, make sure that, this is so important, that the name that you signed up with EF Tours when you first enrolled on the tour is the same name as appears on your passport. So we did have actually one of our chaperones, Miss Saldana. She signed up on EF for the tour. She just put Maria Saldana, but her actual complete legal name is Maria Luisa Saldana Nunez. Well, she didn't add all those extra names, and the airline, it's not even an EF rule, the airline. The airline almost didn't let her travel with us because of the full name. So again, make sure that the name that you signed up with EF, because that's the name they're going to use to purchase your flight, is the same name that appears exactly on your passport. And if your passport is going to expire anytime this year in 2022, technically it's already expired. You need to renew it. So make sure it's renewed. So go get your passport if you have it already, and make sure it does not expire in the year 2022. If it expires in the year 2022, it's time to renew it. And again, that's also most airlines' policy as well. Okay, and you are going to need to, on the EF Tour Traveler website, you are going to need to confirm your passport info. So make sure you do that ASAP. Okay, rooming. Where are we going to sleep? Who am I going to room with? Okay, let me start with students. Students, people under 20 years old. You are going to be typically roomed 3 or 4 students to a room. Girls with girls, boys with boys. If I have other genders joining us, please let me know and we will work something out. I just need to know, because then also parents need to get involved with who's rooming with who. But typically girls will be in a girls' room, boys will be in a boys' room. It doesn't actually matter to me who rooms with who. And as we travel, at this hotel, it'll be 3 rooms, or at this other hotel, it'll be 4 to a room. I don't care who rooms with who. I just need 4 girls here, 3 girls here, 3 boys here, 4 boys here. So the student rooming is actually pretty easy. Anyone can room with anyone. The only separation is by gender. Okay, adult rooming. I need you please to communicate with me if you have a special preference on who you will be roomed with. Adults will room 2 to a room. So the price of your travel is a little bit more expensive because you are in an upgraded room. You have, only 2 people to room, not 4. If you're going with a significant other, a husband, a friend, then I need to know who your preference is, because you will be assigned with that person every time. If you are a parent traveling with a child, with a student, and you want the student to room with you, you don't want the student to be rooming with other students, please contact with me, or better yet, communicate directly with customer service. If a student rooms with an adult, that's technically an upgrade for them, because they're going from a room with 4 people to a room with only 2 people. So that technically is an upgrade, and that upgrade costs $400. So please make sure that they will not assume to room you together. Students with students, adults with adults. But if you want an adult with a student, the student needs to pay the upgrade fee. So please call EF Tours and handle that. Okay. Global travel protection. I do not feel comfortable traveling with anyone without travel insurance, and whether you knew it or not, the total cost of your tour includes this travel insurance. So everyone already is covered. You already paid for this. You don't need to pay extra. And this basically covers that if the tour is canceled for some reason, if there's crazy weather, if you get off the plane and break your foot, like heaven forbid, I shouldn't say that, but health is covered, damaged property is covered. If you lose your baggage, it's covered. So that's what this does. Okay, wrapping up, I promise. So your pre-departure to-do list. So your homework. You ready, people? La tarea, the homework. Here we go. Notify me. This is what you got to do. Notify me of any special rooming requests, especially adults. Students, you're good. I don't really need to know about your rooming preferences until we get to Costa Rica. Unless you're wanting to room with an adult, a parent, then I need to know that. And you need to communicate that with EF Tours customer service. And the number's right down here for you. You need to submit your passport information to EF. Make sure you do that now, ASAP. Please monitor all EF Tours. Monitor the website. Check your emails. Make sure that your account is paid in full. Actually, this says know someone who wants to join, send them to me. Actually, don't. We're done. There's no more time for anyone to enroll. And then get excited. Get excited about this tour. If you are coming, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love this tour, love Costa Rica, and it's been too long. It's been too long since we've done a tour. Okay, so other things that we need to talk about, and we could do this at another meeting, but we do still need to talk about, we're still waiting for EF to confirm our tour dates. As soon as they confirm it, I will let you know. That might happen in another month or two. We will review specific destination information, specifically what you're going to need, what you should pack, and things like that. We will talk about money and tipping and all those things. Know that you will be expected to, at some point, give me $100 cash in tip money. And actually, you're going to give it to me, but that money doesn't go to me. We tip the bus driver, the local guide, our tour director, and all that is in cash. And we usually do it in like ones and fives so that it's easiest to get everybody all their money. And we will continue to, keep watch of any changes in COVID-19 protocols. Finally, when we get just 2 or 3 weeks from departure, we will have a final listing of the exact hotels we're going to stay at, the exact details of our flights. We will know where we're going to meet for pickup and drop off at the airports. And I will finish collecting any tip money. I will also give you really cool EF swag, your backpack that EF gives you, the wristbands. So that's coming soon. All right, family. So we're getting to the end here. What if you're still not comfortable you're not sure? If you're not 100% sure that you're comfortable, then think about whether or not you really need to go with us this year. I do this every year. I have tours. In fact, I already have a tour planned it says right here, for the Alps and the Mediterranean in 2023. We start in Switzerland, then we go to Italy, France, and we end in Spain. So if this is not the summer, then don't push it. Follow your heart, follow your gut, talk with your family. If this is still feeling not good or you don't like any mandates, then take a future travel voucher and travel with me next time. Okay, so what are your options? Let's talk about what your options actually are if you're not feeling comfortable. Okay, so 110-day deadline, which is March 2nd. That's this coming Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, March 2nd. It's Wednesday, next Wednesday. You have until Wednesday. And you have until March 2nd to make a decision. If you're going to still go with us, you don't have any decisions to make. You're good. But if you're feeling at all any kind of uncomfortable in regards to the vaccine mandate or the possibility of getting sick and having to quarantine, even though you won't be by yourself, but having to quarantine or possibly missing days from the tour, then here's your options. Okay, option number 1 is you get a full refund. You do a future travel voucher. That means that whatever money you've already paid into EF, that money is forwarded to a future travel. So if you would like to come with me in 2023, or you want to come with me in 2024, or another teacher that's doing these tours, you can take the money, call EF, hey, send my money to do this other tour instead. Got you. You didn't lose any money. 100% of your funds goes to that next tour. And that's probably the best idea. The other idea, if you don't want to take the future voucher, is you can exchange the money. You can actually just take the money and say, you know what? I'm just not with this. I'm already a senior. I graduated 2 years ago. I'm not really feeling this tour anymore anyway. That's fine. I respect that. And especially this group, you guys have been waiting so long to do this tour. You can get all of your money out from the tour minus $500. There is a $500 non-refundable portion. Because unfortunately the tour is moving forward, and you do also have the option to get 100% of your money, but applied to a different tour. But if you want to just liquidate those funds, you can, but it will cost you $500. If you decide to travel after the 110-day mark, so if you decide to cancel for any reason, regardless of the reason, from after March 2nd, it will cost you much, much more money. It will cost you half of the program price. We're looking like over $1,000 now. If you will lose over $1,000 if you cancel after March 2nd. So there you go. So those are some pretty serious conversations that you need to have with your family, decisions that you need to make. You have until Wednesday. I mean, I'm sure I know the emails have been coming to you, but I wanted to make a video and make sure we make eye contact and we know about that we're informed and feeling good about the decisions that we're making. Finally, since you watched this video, this is all the information that I needed to give. Sorry about the bell. So this is it. The meeting on Monday. Okay, we are having a Zoom meeting on Monday. Please get out your phone again. You ready? Scan this QR code. A little link will show up on your phone. Click on it. Please register for the meeting that we're having this coming Monday, February 28th at 6 p.m. This is going to be like a Q&A session. I will review the major ideas from this very long presentation. And then it's just going to be questions and answers. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you unsure about? That's what Monday's about. And I really need you to be there because maybe somebody asks something that you didn't think about, or I don't know, something like that. So I want you to have all the information on the table before you make a decision. With that, let's stay in communication. I know not everybody's up on their email, but please follow me on Facebook right here, Facebook, Adriana Vargas Perez. Follow me on Instagram, Travel with Miss V, Miss.V2, or on Twitter, Adri Pura Vida. I am constantly posting information about the tours. Also, please, specifically for our group, the only people that are in this text group, join our Remind. You will take your phone, pretend like you're texting a phone number 81010, and the message that you're actually going to text is @CR like Panama, 22. And that will be our own private text message group. So I can text you all directly. We will also be using this while we're on tour. So, hey, fam, we're meeting by the statue at noon. See you there. Like, that's how we're going to communicate. So please, please, please make sure you join our Remind. And again, scan this QR code. All right, I know that was super long and it's a lot of information, but it's important information. So think about it, pray about it, talk about it, and I will see you on Monday. Okay? Adios, familia, pura vida. Adios.